I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able. Scare the monsters under your bed. Deep in the bite.
fragile space in a single sail. White rocky island, leaving on the trail, just us and the waves. No need to behave in the harbor of healing.